Hi, I'm Pastor Titus J.R. Laksa, a missionary here in the Philippines. I'm here in place of my dad, Brother Titus Laksa, a missionary working here in the Philippines that KLBC has been supporting over the years. Just a few months ago, I had been in Kuala Lumpur helping out in the Filipino ministry in KLBC. Unfortunately, on March 29, 2021, my dad, Brother Titus Laksa, passed away. Though it was sudden, I knew that the Lord was calling me to continue the work my father was doing in the Philippines. And so I returned here last April 2021 and continued the work that my father had been doing in Kapatid Ministry. Kapatid Ministry is a non-profit organization here in the Philippines that works with local churches in ministering to poor communities, with the goal of proclaiming the gospel and planting churches in these communities. We minister to overseas Filipino workers and their families, out-of-school youth, underprivileged children, and senior citizens. And we continue to do so despite the pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic hit the world hard, including the Philippines. 3 major crises happened among the communities we were ministering to. Some lost their jobs, others lost their loved ones, and many have struggled with depression and hopelessness. To address their concerns with job loss, we conducted relief distributions among the families who were affected by the pandemic. Many of the children belonging to the child sponsorship program have parents who lost their jobs because of the pandemic. With the resources running low, we decided to distribute relief packs to them with the hope that the relief packs will help alleviate the struggles that they are facing. We also introduced livelihood programs for pastors who experienced financial hardships as churches were not able to gather and give for the ministry. As such, we encourage and finance pastors to start their own livelihood projects for themselves and their members who were struggling. Some started to raise chickens, goats, some started mushrooms farming, and some ventured into online selling. To address concerns with loved ones passing away, we introduced the Bless a Senior Citizen program. We realized that many senior citizens were feeling alone during this pandemic, during this lockdown, and many have passed away suddenly. We partnered with these churches, with the members being mobilized to reach out to the senior citizens in their community by giving them gift packs and sharing to them the gospel. We also conducted online Bible studies in partnership with the Filipino congregation in Kuala Lumpur Baptist Church. We conducted Bible studies among their families here in the Philippines, whom the members of the Filipino congregation shared the gospel to via online. To address their concerns with depression and hopelessness, we introduced the online ministry wherein we met online the children whom we are ministering to, especially many of them were struggling in the pandemic with depression, anxiety because of the continuous lockdown and because of what is happening around them. Kapatid Ministry was a ministry started by my dad, and I thank you KLBC for supporting my dad for these past few years in reaching the poor communities in the Philippines with the gospel. As I continue the work that God had entrusted to us, I know the challenge to minister to people today is difficult. Yet we cannot afford to change God's mission, for only by His mission can people around us be truly saved and be truly transformed. Thank you for partnering with my dad in the ministry in the Philippines through all these years. We truly appreciate it. And thank you for extending the partnership to me as well. Thank you for your prayers and support. God bless you.